Just want to take you through a little bit about who we are, where we've come from within Greenwich, Digital Greenwich. Interested in technology, smart cities, and CAV certainly forms part of that. Take you through a couple of the projects that we're involved with, and then give you an overview of what we're going to do in the workshops, where we're really just keen to hear from all of you practitioners in the industry and from local authorities about certain different aspects of CAV Ready Roads. So, story of Digital Greenwich was a team within Greenwich Council set up in 2014, really to think about technology and smart cities, which I think is an overused and possibly old hat term these days, and really how that could help Greenwich deliver its policy requirements and objectives in ever decreasing sort of budgetary regimes. So new approaches absolutely required. In Greenwich, looking at a 34% increase in population between 2010 and 2028, an ageing demographic, rising cost of healthcare, traffic congestion and air quality issues, which very much relate to CAVs and electric vehicles and the potential that they have to solve them, pressure on infrastructure, public services and the environment, threats to jobs and the economy. So these are significant societal challenges that not just Greenwich are facing, but we've recognised that we don't have control over these things, but how can we use technology to impact and deliver against them? So, just by way of an illustration, London, in population in 2011, was equal to the 24 largest cities in the UK, minus Birmingham, and is expected to grow by the size of Birmingham over the next 10 years. That puts massive pressure on infrastructure, and when we're talking about roads, London's already highly congested. You look at the amount of congestion that Uber, for example, might have contributed within London. Contentious topic. What are we going to do with CAVs from a policy perspective when it comes to licensing services, mobility services like Uber and their competitors? So we recognised that we needed a strategy. We wrote one. It's still available, still being delivered against. Focuses on advances in technology to ease pressures on infrastructure, like I've mentioned, and aims to create the conditions for newer, higher value jobs within Greenwich. So, we've got some core themes within the strategy. It's about neighbourhoods and communities, infrastructure, public services, and the Greenwich economy. So, after all that, we recognised that actually there were some opportunities for us within Greenwich to share what we've learned with other local authorities and other industry partners. So we created a new team. So Digital Greenwich is the team within the council, and then DG Cities, who I work for, is a registered company, run as a for-profit company owned by Greenwich, so that we can work with all of you to create the world that we are looking to create. I've mentioned a lot of this already. I'll just go through a couple of the projects and then give an overview of the workshops. So in 2015, Gateway started, very sort of similar timeline to some of the projects that we've heard about already. And Gateway was really a project to understand perceptions and interactions between people and autonomous vehicles, whether it's people going inside the vehicle or people walking, cycling around the vehicle, and how it behaves and how they behave. That's just finished in March. That was a 3-year project. We've also been working on other Innovate UK projects and Horizon 2020 projects, one of them being Move UK, where we have Jaguar Land Rover and Direct Line Group as partners, as well as TRL. And we've got 4 of those cars driving around in Greenwich collecting lots and lots of data. So they're equipped with autonomous driving systems. They're actually run in silent mode so that you can compare what the driver does to what the autonomous system would have done. And you can start to look at which are the relevant bits of data that you need to collect for tuning and optimizing and developing new systems, because there's just too much data being generated by all these systems to capture it in real time and even analyze it in real time. We're also working on another Horizon 2020 project, sharing cities. I've mentioned Move UK. We've also successfully deployed in the last couple of weeks the world's first diesel to electric conversion of a waste refuse collection vehicle. It's driving around Greenwich doing normal routes, and we're trying to understand how successfully that could be deployed to the whole fleet and elsewhere. So extending the life of the vehicle, reducing emissions, etc., etc. And then finally, the Smart Mobility Living Lab, and this is where it becomes very much about CAV and on the road again. DG Cities is part of a consortium that's working with Innovate UK to deliver one of the 2 on-road test beds for connected autonomous vehicles. That will be within Greenwich. We're currently building out the infrastructure and the facilities at the moment, and it's going to be going to have about 20 vehicles of our own, and it's going to be a sort of a come and play environment for the OEMs and the tier ones to come and test their kit, have it validated, and that's going to form part of the knowledge base for UK policy making around licensing, insurance, regulation, all of that that good stuff that we need to get fixed. I think that's it really in terms of an overview from me. I'm not Kim Smith, but unfortunately she couldn't be here, so you've had to suffer through my England voice.